Olivia's soon-to-be mother-in-law Lillian are coming right after me in one of Cole's planes in order to serve as Operation Billionaire backup. That's where I went wrong. I should have used one of Cole's or Rock's planes. Chartering a plane was my mistake. I used one to get to LA, but I chartered one for myself to Bora Bora. The pilot turns on his heel and walks toward his plane. I go online and make quick calculations on how I can get to Bora Bora on other flights. I research commercial and private, but in every which way I can figure, I can't get to Bora Bora on time, and therefore, my plans will be ruined. That can't happen. Winning over Jackson Hardy and making him fall in love with me is a bigger challenge than D-Day. Jackson is an impossible catch. Just a minute, I call to the pilot in the plane. I've changed my mind. The other man, who turns out to be the co-pilot and steward, exits the plane and takes my suitcases. But if you don't get me to Bora Bora in time, I'm going to skin you alive, I tell him. He doesn't respond, and he doesn't seem at all worried about me skinning him alive. You can call me Al, he says, as he secures my suitcases inside the plane. I follow him in, keeping my purse with me. I'm not the only passenger. There's a man in the second row. His long legs are stretched out into the aisle past the first row. By the looks of him, he's sound asleep. His head is flopped forward, his chin resting on his chest. His eyes are closed, and his chest is rising and falling gently. "Excuse me," I say, lightly kicking at his legs. He doesn't take the hint, doesn't move his legs out of my way. The pilot starts the plane's motor, and the noise is deafening. The passenger doesn't flinch. His arms are crossed in front of him, and he looks like he's dug in for the long haul. Carefully, I climb over his legs, which isn't easy in the cramped plane in my tight skirt and high heels. The plane starts to move, and Al climbs over the seats and slams the door shut. As the plane turns, I half fall into a seat in the third row, opposite the other passenger. "There's no seatbelt," I call to the pilot. "We ordered some," Al yells back as he slips into the co-pilot seat. "They should arrive in a week or two." The plane reaches the runway and picks up speed. "What do you mean in a week or two?" I ask, raising my voice to be heard over the motor. But they don't hear me, or they're ignoring me because they don't answer. The pilot is flying the plane into the clouds, while Al is swatting at flies that keep landing on the controls in the cockpit. I close my eyes and take a calming breath. The plane doesn't matter, I remind myself. The seatbelt doesn't matter either. The only thing that matters is that I'm right on schedule. Operation Billionaire is still on target. I straighten my Givenchy skirt, smooth my long brown hair, and cross my legs, studying my strappy heels. All perfect. Amazingly, after we lift off, I fall asleep. It's a dreamless sleep, which is my favorite kind. Deep and rejuvenating. I wake up hours later when the plane hits a patch of turbulence. My eyes open, and I take stock of where I am. Al is fast asleep in the cockpit, flopped to the side with his head resting on the window. The pilot is reading a porn magazine, so I assume the plane is on autopilot, which makes me happy that the rinky-dinky plane has autopilot. I peek through my window and see that it's nothing but ocean beneath us. There's no sign of land anywhere. The other passenger is still asleep, and as far as I can tell, he hasn't moved a muscle. I have to pee like a racehorse. I scoot out of my seat and walk to the back of the plane, careful not to hit my head on the low ceiling. When I get to the back, I realize that there's nothing but suitcases. No sign of a bathroom. I turn around and walk the short distance to the cockpit, climbing over the other passenger's legs. "Excuse me," I say to the pilot, who's studying a naked picture of a woman with red hair and enormous breasts. "Where's the bathroom?" He shakes his head. "No bathroom. I can give you a bottle." "What do you mean?" "You know, a bottle to whiz in." "I don't whiz, let alone whiz in bottles," I insist. "Suit yourself." I'm about to let him have it and let him know just